Today I'm going to do a review of the KTT peaches and the sea salt lemons. The reason I'm doing the review together is because these switches are essentially clones of each other, and I'll explain why. The top housing for both are polycarbonate, the bottom housing for both are nylon, and the stem for both are palm. They're both long poles. They both have a 45-gram actuation. They both have 4 millimeters of travel, and they're both 3-pin switches, as you can see here. The sound and feel that they produce are pretty much the same, and it's pretty negligible if there is a difference. So I'll only be doing one sound test. They share literally all the same traits, so I recommend that you don't buy both because you'll just end up with double of the same switch unless you really like the colors of each one. One's just pink and one's like a baby blue. But that's not really a problem if you have a lot of these switches because they're actually really quite nice. They're both incredibly smooth. They're both 27 cents per switch. They sound really nice. And they're easy to deal with because kale housings are pretty tight. I know some people don't like them, but they actually fit quite snug and you don't really need to film them. And they're both 3-pin, so if you have a board that requires 3-pin, you don't really have to snip off any legs. I do have a few complaints though. I'm personally not a fan of the actuation, like weight. In combination with a really long pole, it leads to a very unsatisfying press. Like it goes down easy and the bottom out hits you sooner than you would expect. Kind of like if you were to go down a staircase and like you're expecting one more step, but instead it's flat. Like the bottom out, the bottom out is so easy that it's almost jarring to me sometimes. I want to clarify that, this is all personal preference though. If you like a thocky, nice long pole and a low actuation force, by all means, get this switch because this is the one for you. Some people type and feel fatigued, and this type of switch makes longer periods of typing much more bearable. So for things like that, it's a lot more understandable and more enjoyable for those kinds of people that need to do marathon typing, especially if you're still doing essays and stuff like that. I just personally enjoy a bit more play with my switches. Are they the best switches ever? I can't really say. They are smooth, sound nice, and can feel nice for some people. They aren't the most interesting switches ever, but they more than will get the job done, especially if you're new to the hobby and want something affordable and are just looking for a simple upgrade. Do I recommend the switches? Absolutely. I don't give these switches enough credit. Once you get used to typing on them and start going, it's really easy to keep your momentum because they are just that easy on the fingers. Actually, I feel like sometimes they give me better words per minute than most of my other switches. Although a bit boring, it is a very unique experience still and would make a fine addition to anyone's collection. With how affordable they are, it's kind of hard not to recommend them. With just 27 cents a switch for around $20 or so, you could have a full keyboard's worth of switches, which it really doesn't get a lot better than that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you get the chance. This is all new to me, but I've been really enjoying making this kind of content for everyone, for you guys. It's kind of sad, but I've never felt more fulfilled than when doing keyboard stuff, so thank you. And here's the sound test. I wanted to give a quick reference as to what the pole lengths looked like in comparison to other ones. On the far left, you'll see the light tangerines. Next to that is the dark tangerines. Then the banana splits, the zakus, the KTT strawberries, the sea salt lemons, and then the peaches. And so as you can see, the 3 KTT switches actually are very similar to each other. They all have almost exact heights, if not the strawberry maybe a little bit longer. But I think the longest one is actually the zakus, with a slightly thinner bottom section of the pole. Actually, thinner pole in general. But yeah, it is a longer one with a flatter bottom, and it has a very nice deep sound signature, along with the KTT strawberries. You can also see the top housings here. Typical cherry top housing, but the kale sides for the strawberries, or not for the strawberries. You can see the kale for the sea salt lemons and the peaches. Last, we have the bottom housings, which do look slightly different from the strawberry, whereas they're more similar to the rest of them. But the springs are also shorter here than for the other ones, except maybe the banana split, where they might be very similar.